Geeks of the Geek Clan. We're back, and now we're going to talk of Masters of the Universe.
Masters of the Universe.
Okay, do we have to? We'll have to talk about this. So I'm in the middle of this one, and Wayne, what are you in? Are you like loving it, hating it, or are you in the middle?
I'm in the middle. I didn't hate it. I kind of understand where the haters are coming from and all the backlash that you're giving Kevin Smith. So I get that.
Yeah.
The only thing is we've only seen half the series.
Yeah.
Because Netflix broke it into 2 series.
Because they're jerks.
And so again, this is a spoiler discussion.
Spoiler discussion, guys.
Right.
So if you haven't watched it, watch the 5 episodes.
It's 4 or 5, something like that.
4 or 5 episodes. So, first and foremost, you guys tease us with an awesome He-Man Skeletor breakdown. You get the whole 80s song going through, I Need a Hero. So all the old fans are getting like pumped up and ready to go. And you start watching it and all that, it's in the first episode. Done.
Almost.
Almost. All that's in the first episode. Done. And it's like...
Why is it only in the first episode?
Why? Because He-Man dies.
He-Man dies.
He-Man dies.
He
With
gets
Skeletor.
killed.
He got like a chump. And some of the plot things are wrong. Like, Skeletor is not a stupid person. I don't understand how this wannabe He-Man snuck in with Skeletor and Evil Lyn. Plot armor there. I'm sorry. Give me a better reason why they just wandered into Grayskull. Like, really? How long have you been dealing with Skeletor and you didn't see that coming?
I just go with the story. I'm just going with the story.
But she can't be that stupid. I'm just saying.
Maybe she just got bored and was like, you know what? He-Man always gets his guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so I've never seen in the original series them bringing them to the Grayskull
to the dungeons or whatever they were going to bring.
They wouldn't bring them to Grayskull, okay? Yeah. Another problem. What other problem? You think, okay, He-Man's not on Battle Cat. Isn't that kind of odd? Aren't those two together all the time, mostly? You know? And my other biggest beef is, everything's about Teela. The whole series is about Teela.
The series is not about Teela. The series is about He-Man. Teela is our R2-D2 C-3PO. The story is told through her eyes.
Oh, okay.
That's how I viewed it.
Okay, that's how you feel? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I view it. Because Star Wars, everything is pretty much seen through C-3PO, R2-D2's eyes. They're in everyone. That's how it goes.
Okay.
And so for Teela's the one, she never wields the sword.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, because you know what happened? Yeah.
We haven't got to that yet. Okay, so through the series,
I'm jumping through series,
yeah. All right, so let's talk about Teela for a second. I've seen one review where this person completely went off the rails and just killed Sarah Michelle Gellar's acting on it. And I felt like I didn't think it was anything bad with it. Anything wrong with it.
Okay, I'm just a little furious that... okay, they did Cringer right. Cringer was talking, okay? Orko was amazing, okay?
He was good.
But then it seemed like they had this feminine power thing going on.
Okay, so
so it felt like She-Ra was coming into, and I'm like, didn't we have a She-Ra series already?
So my take on that was every character in my eyes has changed a little bit. Orko changed a little bit. He-Man changed a little bit. All the heroes that are all buffed out are probably just as buff, but maybe a little more detailed or maybe a little less detailed. I'm not sure how you would take it, but I feel like they were true to the characters. With Teela, you gave her less of a fiery princess look
Yeah.
And now has more of a warrior physique.
Yeah.
And I had no problem with that because she becomes...
I don't have a problem with that either. That's
right,
not
because
what I
she
have a problem
becomes
with.
man-at-arms.
Yeah.
Right? And
yeah,
so
that's fine.
To me, that was fine.
That's
I had no
fine.
problem with that.
No problem with that. But, like, she gets all pissed off when He-Man dies, and she cries, like, you didn't tell me, and runs away. And I'm like, really? You couldn't have...
So here's the
done
thing
that
I find
better.
funny, right?
Like, what?
So her big thing throughout the whole thing is, you lied to me.
You lied to me. You
me.
didn't tell me.
Right,
that
you didn't
were
tell me.
He-Man.
You lied to me. Well, you know what I think is ironic, and I've yet to see anybody say it, so I'm going to say it.
Okay, you say it.
All you haters out there, Kevin Smith, you lied to me. You lied to me. You're no different. You're acting no different than the character that you can't stand. You can't stand that Tila constantly says, you lied to me. But yet you turn around and say, Kevin Smith, you lied to me. You said this was about He-Man. Oh
Kevin
my
Smith
God.
is the ultimate troll.
You guys are being exactly the same as the problem you have with the show. So to me, who quite honestly, around this time, I was a young teenager, so I was watching it because...
there was nothing to watch.
well, my whole childhood, so that being, age 0 to 12... always watched kids shows, always loved animation. So I was always into Robotech, Star Blazers, all of that stuff. So I love that kind of thing. What was the other one? In the U.S. it was called
Starfire?
Battle of the Planets.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Flash
into.
Gordon. Yep. Okay.
So as I got a little bit older, things changed to Transformers. They train He-Man, She-Ra. I did not watch Thundercats. I did not watch She-Ra. I felt like that She-Ra was for the girls and He-Man was for the boys. That's what I watched. But I watched G.I. Joe. I watched Transformers. I watched, what was the other one you just said?
Thundercats.
Oh, Thundercats. I watched
Mask.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Mask. I didn't watch
Mask.
I didn't
What's
watch
that one?
But so I did watch those things. And He-Man, I just always accepted like, it's a little childish. Bad guys always get defeated. Skeletor's always got a couple bad jokes, but at the same time, I kind of liked it, and it was lighthearted fun. So fine.
So they did do some things correctly. So this is shout out to Chuckles the Clown. He said they brought in some of the toys that they never had in the series.
I heard that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing. Like we see Mothman, and we see Grayskull, which I like the whole after thing. And one of the other things is they broke the sword apart.
Right.
And that was in the comics.
Right.
So they brought that thing to the two sides, which was kind of interesting in how they had to go to the underworld and then they had to go to the higher heavens or whatever. So that was cool. It was just, I don't know. It's just, I wanted to see He-Man, I'm like,
So I think that's the whole thing.
That's the thing.
Everybody thought we were going to see
He-Man, and we don't see
We didn't
He-Man.
see He-Man.
No, we see a trailer with all the awesome stuff, and like, and what? And I'm like, Kevin Smith, basically, you did the same thing that Tim Burton did to Batman. Remember what you said to him? You kind of did the same thing on some aspects.
I don't know. Because we haven't seen the full
Yeah.
series yet. I kind of just say
I'm hoping we get better.
A tough place to stop the story, and I feel like that's why Kevin Smith has got so much hate. For people, like for me, okay, here's how I have viewed this whole thing. There are people that feel like Kevin Smith has ruined their childhood because they changed Grayskull, they changed Tila, they changed everything. They killed He-Man.
They did some things right. They did some things right in the series.
So for me, I looked at it just like I take things with Star Wars, right? So I was really hurt by the fact that Luke Skywalker didn't turn out to be like Luke Skywalker.
Oh, God.
Let's not get into the whole trilogy.
We're not going to go down in that rabbit hole. No.
This whole, last trilogy, I'm not going to talk about it, but I get the whole anger as to why you feel like things changed and this is not what you wanted and it's not what you expected because Kevin Smith said X, Y, and Z.
Well,
Okay?
I think it's part of the problem was because of the trailer also
Well,
that they sent out.
but that's not Kevin Smith.
No.
That's Netflix. Okay? That's Netflix.
Yeah.
And as far as Kevin Smith is concerned, okay, because people say he lied. And I look at it and say the story is about He-Man. It really is about He-Man. It's about finding Adam, right? We got to find Adam and bring him back so he can become He-Man. We got to put the song together.
And then that happened.
You haven't got to that yet. but so don't jump to the end because the whole story is the journey through the story. And yes, Tila is the person that the story is focused on. Who cares? Who cares? And I'm sorry, stop beating up Kevin Smith about how she looks. Well, she looks the way she looks. I don't give a care about her haircut. You guys, it's a more modern take on her haircut. Instead
People
of how
are
it was
complaining about that?
Yes.
No, I wasn't complaining about that.
They're saying that
that's
Tila
like
and who was the name of the girl? Was it
the new
Andrea?
character?
Yeah.
The new character.
Is it Andrea?
Yeah.
Andra?
I don't know.
I forget who. Anyway, they're saying that they're a couple, and they're saying that Tila.
That's not the point.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now.
Point.
It was never shown. Right now, they just appear to be good friends. That's it.
Yep.
Kevin Smith has come out and said they're only friends. But boy, everybody's like, no, you're lying to us again. You can tell. You can tell.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, man, you can't win. You can't win. How can somebody who wrote the story tell you this is how it is and you say, no, it's not?
Yeah, because they think that Kevin Smith is trolling them again. I think that's what's basically.
And I'm going to tell you what, if it is, so be it. So be it. Accept it. Accept it. Big deal. And if you don't want to accept it, then this series just wasn't for you. That's all there is to it.
So, like, they did some interesting things, like Evelyn gets a backstory.
I like that.
That was actually kind of interesting when she took off her helmet and she had long, flowing blonde hair. And you really see, like, the couple thing between Skeletor and Evelyn and He-Man and Tila. It was like the yin and yang of both of them, you know what I'm saying?
Who was voiced by Lena Headey, who was in Game of Thrones. And then there was another Game of Thrones actor in it, which was Liam Cunningham. He did the voice of Man-at-Arms.
Yeah. So
he was in Game of Thrones.
Some of the interesting things that are, like, coming together with the voice actors is, so we have Mark Hamill, and then we have Kevin Conroy are both voice actors in the series.
Right. So Mark Hamill, if you couldn't tell, was Skeletor.
Yeah, if you don't know who Mark Hamill played, there's a problem. Though Kevin Conroy did not sound like himself when he did Merman.
And I didn't know that either. Neither did I. But let's go back to Mark Hamill. Okay.
Okay. So what was your problem with that? I liked the voice. I did.
I think he did a good job at portraying Skeletor.
Okay.
Okay.
But you saw Joker.
All I heard was Joker. All I heard was Mark Hamill. I love Mark Hamill. Okay. I love Mark Hamill. In this case, what he brought to the table, or better yet, what the voice directors gave him, was do the Joker because we like the Joker, and that's all I could hear. I other than his iconic Joker laugh, which we didn't get but was close.
Yeah.
I just kind of felt like, you know what? Nothing against Mark Hamill, but that was a bad casting decision because you could have given him somebody else to play. I just felt like all I heard was the Joker, and it would pull me out of liking Skeletor every time Skeletor was on the scene.
So to give homage to the original series, also the original voice actor who did Skeletor is one of the characters in the series.
Mossman.
Which Mossman was never in the series. This was a toy that was in there. And like Stinko Man was never in there. Stinkor or whatever was never in there. Jason Mewes Oh my God, Jay was playing that character. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So there are like a really good amount of talent here.
Alan Oppenheimer was the original voice
Yeah.
of Skeletor that did Mossman in this series.
Yeah. Yep.
To me, I don't know why they couldn't bring Alan Oppenheimer and just let him do Skeletor, but for whatever reason,
They didn't.
they didn't. And that's okay.
Maybe because he likes retirement. Who knows? We don't know the reason why.
Merman Kevin Conroy doing Merman was a shocker to me. I had no idea it was
Yeah.
him.
No idea. And then that
Alicia
was interesting.
Silverstone was Queen Marlena.
Yeah, never saw that. And it was kind of interesting that she knew who He-Man was.
And Eileen is Harley Quinn Smith, daughter of Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
She was in one episode. Phil Maher was Hero.
Yeah.
Phil Maher, he's done a million things. My favorite thing that he's ever done was the voice of Green Lantern in the Justice League series. I mean, I love his
voice talent is
voice
there.
actor.
I think.
God, yeah.
So, like I said, I'm in the middle. Like, there were some good things about it, but there were some also bad things about it, and I'm like, should you watch it? Yes. My definitive answer is I'm gonna wait until they finish the series. Okay, then I can have my complete thing. Because how they ended it was like a shock value. It was like, oh, we're just gonna end it here. And wait to see what the reaction is and, release it. So, if you guys are interested in checking out, tell us what you guys think because, like I said, I'm in the middle of it. I'm kind of like, like, we get to see more of Eternia. We get to see different things about Eternia. The concept is kind of interesting that magic has dissipated in the world of Eternia. And it's the center of the universe, which is kind of interesting. But I don't know. There's just other things I'm like, really? But we'll have to see. We all have to see.
I might give a shout out to Tiffany Smith, who was the voice of Andra. Tiffany Smith, my first time seeing her was way back in the Collider days, which is a channel on YouTube. And I used to see her come on to the Jedi Council and talk about Star Wars, and she was known as the Smith Lord. I loved her then, and I didn't know she did the voice here. So happy that she did the voice.
I also thought I liked there's a lot of sacrifice characters in this show too, which is kind of different. Orko sacrifices himself, which is kind of noble of him. I liked his backstory. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yep. Whoa!
Ooh, my cat.
Hi, kitty.
She just wants to be friendly. She wants to be friendly, and I don't want her in the video. And I'm going to cut you off. I'm also going to say Justin Long, who played Roboto. Justin Long's been in a lot of things. I think one of the things I liked him in was Dodgeball. I liked him in Dodgeball. He's been in a lot of things, but Dodgeball.
So the original concept of He-Man was in the afterlife. Did you know that?
No.
That barbarian with the skull, that was originally going to be.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
And I thought that was kind of interesting having that, and how Adam was actually decided just to be Adam. He didn't want to be looking like He-Man.
Oh yeah. So in the afterlife, everybody who's made it to the afterlife, they have chosen to be seen as their He-Man self.
Yep.
Except for Adam. Adam is the only one that didn't want. He wanted to be himself and not He-Man in that afterlife sequence, which was I forget where were they? They were in.
I have no idea.
Some kind of utopia.
Yeah, utopia. It was like Valhalla.
Yeah.
Valhalla. Yeah, and I like how they portrayed Grayskull too. That was
that was great.
I liked it. I like it.
The only thing I
wild hunt. What?
Was that if you go to my castle and go to my room,
you can get out. Yeah, you
can get out. There's a portal.
There's a secret passage.
But if you die, you can never come back here.
It's
which
like
I thought was kind of lame.
It's like, really?
That's kind of lame. Like,
as soon as he steps up, oh, by the way, Skeletor is actually a lich hiding in a orb. Didn't see that one coming.
Right.
So, watch it, guys. Tell us, like, if you watch it, give us comments. Tell us
Can
what you
tell
guys
me
think.
how wrong I am. That's okay.
Or like,
Maybe you share my opinion,
or you
but
share mine.
most people don't share my
Yeah.
opinion on it.
No, most people. Well, actually, I've got a lot of people who actually like it. The people I've talked to, they're like, "Oh, this is so good." I'm like,
I've only talked to a couple of my friends about it, and the consensus was they didn't care for the casting, the voice casting.
Oh.
They didn't care for the animation style.
I like the animation style.
I didn't mind it.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
It reminded me of the second incarnation of He-Man style.
I had no problem with it.
No problem.
So Kevin Smith, if you see this by some chance, which I highly doubt that you will, but if you
Troll.
did, you know,
Troll.
no, I just look at it and say, hey, I'm not judging until the end.
Yep, we'll see the end.
And I'm not the only person. And you know what? I really feel like you ought to bring up. If you want to throw some shade at all these people that are hating on him, just say, "Hey, you're becoming the very epitome of what you hate about my series, which is I lied," and that's what you're whining about.
And it'd be awesome to see a cameo from Kevin Smith, Chainsaw Bob, enter. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Enjoy.
Bye.